Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Dr. Angel Storm. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I want to talk to you about why it is imperative that you heal if you are in court, whether that's a divorce, a custody situation, a dispute about business, whatever the situation is that you're in the legal arena with a narcissist. When you're with a narcissist in any way, shape, or form, but especially if you have lived with one. So if you're living with a narcissist and now you find yourself in court getting divorced, you find yourself fighting over custody, whatever the case may be, you are going to have to go through a lot of stress in and of itself through this legal process to get the outcome. I don't mean the outcome you want. I just mean an outcome to get out of this system, right? We're going to talk about getting what you want in just a second. But first, I want you to understand that apart from whatever it is that you're arguing over, why you're in court, whether or not you want to be there, all of these questions, it doesn't matter. Once you're in the system, you are in this system until it is done. Until the judge issues a final order, whether that comes through a settlement, a trial, multiple trials, it does not matter. It does not matter whether there's summary judgment. It doesn't matter how you get out of this cycle. Until there is a final order, you're not getting out of it. One of the things that happens when you're with a narcissist is that you develop a trauma bond. This trauma bond, essentially think of it like this. The narcissist can now control the way you think. So that means that the way you think about yourself, the way you reason, the outcomes that you can even come up with in a situation, the path moving forward, the best thing for you in the moment are all replaced with what the narcissist thinks, because they can control the way that you think and reason about a situation. Therefore, they can control your behavior, what you do and do not do. When you are faced with with going to court for whatever reason, there are going to be times when you need to act immediately. And if you don't, that can cost you the entire case. That can cost you months, if not years of setback. Okay. And the reason I'm telling you this is that because when you are with a narcissist, your parasympathetic nervous system is on hyperdrive. You are in fight, flight, or freeze mode the majority of the time. This is extremely taxing on your physical body. Your adrenal glands can go into failure. You can have issues with your sleep because of the cortisol levels and other hormones that get put into your body. The neurochemicals that get dumped into your system can cause your body to be fighting against itself. This is on top of one of, if not the most stressful situation that you will ever be in your life. So you're facing an internal war. Your body is doing war with itself. Your mind cannot seem to think clearly. You can't quite reason all the way through. You're forced to have to depend on other people for the outcome of your life, whether that's lawyers or third parties like guardian ad litems or co-parenting counselors, and you're not sure which way to turn. On top of this, you're having to face the narcissist again and again and again, whether that's in court, outside of court for mediation, co-parenting counseling, school events, whatever it is that the reasons that you have to interact with them. Plus, they probably have a narcissist attorney. The attorney who's representing the narcissist is likely a narcissist. What this means for you is that there's constant trauma getting added onto the already unstable foundation of the trauma bond that you already entered into this situation with. You are already in fight, flight, or freeze mode just being with a narcissist. Now you add all of these situations on top of it, and it is a recipe for disaster, whether that's in something that you say, something that you do, but also something in that you don't do. Okay, I want to talk to you really quickly about learning to heal from the past while you are currently facing the thing that caused you to be wounded in the past, which is often what people are facing when they are going to court with a narcissist. So the reason that you must do this, you must invest, this is the number one thing that will help your case, is getting yourself together. The reason that this is so important is because the way that you present yourself, not just in court, but in general, to the narcissist attorney, to the third parties that are involved in your case, whatever it may be, to your children or other business partners, whatever your situation is, the way that you present yourself will impact your case. And more importantly, the way that you present yourself has to do with the direct way that you relate to yourself. So if you do not trust yourself, we can tell in your demeanor. We can tell in the words that you say or don't say. We can tell in the way that you respond for yourself or answer for yourself, or if you are constantly defaulting to other people. We can tell in the way that you allow certain types of the way people speak to you to continue or not. So understand that everything is being communicated even when you're not doing anything, right? Most of communication is nonverbal. My point here being, there is going to come a time, if you are in court with a narcissist, where you not only need to be categorizing everything that they are doing so that you can plan to expose and lay out these inconsistencies, incongruencies in their statements, in their arguments, etc. You're going to need to lay these out in a legal manner, but you're also going to need to know how to restrain yourself during this waiting period, when you're just collecting data, when you are just collecting evidence so that you can bring it all to the table, so that you can have accountability for the narcissist. This can be hard to restrain yourself without allowing this waiting period to add weight to you, right? Because it can feel like you're suffering all of these injustices and that they're just constantly piling up and that nothing is being done about it. And so therefore you're just going to do something about it. So you just decide to expose everything in an inappropriate manner, which now makes you look like everything the narcissist has accused you to be, that you're unstable, that you're the crazy one, that you can't communicate appropriately with the narcissist because you're bitter, because you are living in the past, whatever it is that the narcissist has been saying about you this entire time. On top of that, the other thing is that it can cause you to not trust yourself so much that you don't make any moves, right? That you just simply are waiting it out, that you're just allowing court to go on and on and on, and all types of things that the narcissist is saying about you. If you're not responding in court, that is now the new record, right? So if the narcissist files a motion against you that has a bunch of stuff that is absolute nonsense, you must respond. You must, because it is now court record, and the judge is going to assume when they go back through and look at your case that without a response, you're just taking that as truth. And if you want to respond 6 months later, the judge is going to question, why didn't you respond when they filed this thing 6 months ago? Now you want to say it's not true? The way that you act and the timing of how you act are so vital for your case that if you are not healed, you will be in this freeze mode if that is your if that's your go-to response in this situation, where you just do nothing. You'll go into fight mode when you actually just need to wait a little minute and gather up the evidence so that you can present this in a congruent and coherent method for your audience, which is the judge or whatever third party you're dealing with. Or you're taking off and running, right? You're just checked out of this entire process. We can't get anything out of you. We don't know what you're thinking. We don't know what your opinions are, because you're always deflecting to somebody else, expecting for somebody else to step in and kind of take over and drive the bus while you've just checked out. This is very important to understand for your case. Sometimes there's going to be hard decisions that have to be made, and you might have attorneys who don't understand what narcissism is, advising you not to do something that you know instinctively is what you want to do. You know you need to be doing this, but you're saying no to it because your attorneys are saying no to it. Or vice versa. You're saying yes to something that you're not confident is the right decision for you, but you just want to get them to stop bothering you. You're in the flight mode. So you're just saying yes to whatever it is that they're agreeing to on your behalf that is now legally binding. This is a big, huge problem for people who are in family court or who are in some sort of civil court with a narcissist. They are agreeing to things. They're not responding to things They are fighting things in an inappropriate manner because they never got healed. If they would have taken time to understand the way that their body is working at this moment, to understand the trauma bond, to understand the impact that this is having on their physical body, the way their parasympathetic nervous system gets activated at any given thing. I'm talking about an email comes through and now you're in fight, flight, or freeze mode. You're on hyper alert. And if you don't understand that this is not only not sustainable, it's actually extremely damaging to your body and to your case, and therefore the goals that you have for yourself in your future, then there's no motivation for you to really take time to sit with these feelings, because you're always going to be thinking about the next thing, right? Well, I got to be ready for our co-parenting session, or I've got to be ready for the next email, or if he says this, I'm going to say this. This is one of the reasons why I encourage my clients to set up their predetermined choices. Once we have the predetermined choices set up, it's like, okay, if he sends me an email, this is what I'm sending back. If she brings up this issue, this is what I'm going to send back. We already have those things decided. We've already committed to these decisions ahead of time. That way, in the present moment, I can let that go from my mind because I have a safety net. I have a plan in place for when those things happen. So right now I can focus my energy into addressing all of the trauma that I've been through in the past, so that my present is not just piling up on me more and more and more trauma. A lot of people won't take time to pause because they think, well, I just got to do one more thing. I just got to do this one thing over here. I got to get one more thing done. And it's always one more thing, and they're playing catch up to something that is always going to be 3 feet in front of them. They're never going to tackle that thing. It's always going to be moving from them. You position yourself, you center yourself, you get to know yourself, you process through yourself, your history, your memories, the experiences that you have had, you process through that. And you're going to be able to have when the present comes to you and these situations come to you, you're going to have the tools to either engage in them, deflect them and pass them off, or collect them for later on and know how to handle them appropriately, as opposed to kind of always just being responding. You're constantly reacting to whatever comes your way because you're chasing something that's outside of yourself. When you know who you are, you'll act like a magnet to the things that you want. This is a really important part of engaging with the narcissist in the legal system, because the narcissist will use that system. They will hire somebody who's an attorney who knows that system and who knows how to weaponize that system. This is the nature of it. And so if you don't understand, you're getting ready to face a lot more things that could cause you trauma if you don't process the things that you've already been through in the past. Then this is going to be a very long and drawn out process, and you're going to end up repeating cycles of very similar judgments, very similar outcomes and things like that, because you have not learned how to appropriately navigate this system, because you are so on reacting mode from the past. You can't appropriately engage in this system and learn how this system works and learn how to engage it appropriately because you are so focused on these triggers that keep coming up for you from the past. I have a video on triggers, by the way. I encourage you to go look at it because it's really, triggers are nothing more than an opportunity for you to engage in a deeper level of healing. And if people would start taking that as an opportunity as opposed to something that's annoying me, something I just want to get out of and I don't want to think about it anymore, if we would look at it as an opportunity for more freedom, there would be a lot less people getting triggered over little things and ruining their whole case, or getting triggered into freeze mode and ruining their whole case. Both are equally as damaging. If you think that over communicating is more damaging than just saying nothing, you're wrong. In the legal system, it's not true. You have to know how to appropriately handle and navigate this situation, and how to build trust with yourself is the most important thing. But there's no room for trust for yourself if you're constantly replaying and rehashing the past experiences that you've been through, and I woulda, shoulda, coulda in that situation in the past, instead of learning how to apply that wisdom to the situation you're facing now. So I hope this video has helped you guys. Please get healed before you engage the narcissist in any kind of way, but especially if you are in family court or civil court with a narcissist, this is a must. You can find me and more resources and things that I offer by clicking and the links in the description below on this video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel by clicking subscribe, and then click the little bell so that you are notified whenever I upload a new video to this channel.